Greetings, 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 and welcome back. We've got it this time. I'm Zawadi and here with Dr. Eve. So, Dr. Eve, I've got to ask you. People keep hearing the word AI everywhere, but for someone who's brand new, what does it all mean?
That's a pretty good question. And here's the thing, AI isn't about replacing people, right? It's about supporting us. And I know there's a lot of fear going around that is going to come and replace us. But think about retirees who built decades of wisdom, right? Or folks with hidden talents that they've never shared. AI is a tool like ChatGPT that can help get all of this knowledge and wisdom and produce something with it that will bring more purpose in our lives, right? Even after we're done with our careers. Or maybe we want to discover new careers. So it's about playing with it, discovering, using it as a tool to discover.
I love that. And I know our community is filled with people who are looking for ways to keep growing, learning, and even monetizing their own skills. So
Mhm.
tonight, for the curious, we have Debbie Ruiz. She's a community and business development leader passionate about helping small businesses grow and scale through access, innovation, and connection. She's currently in school getting her master's of public administration, and she's got years of experience in supplier development, minority business advocacy, and community
Mhm.
engagement. Debbie blends practical business insights with a forward looking approach to technology. And she believes that AI can be a powerful tool to level the playing field for entrepreneurs, especially those getting started. So, right before I bring Debbie in, I'm going to remind our audience, those who are just joining us for the first time and those who have been here, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. And with that, come on in, Debbie.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Dr. Eve Sawadi, thank you for that very warm welcome. I am excited to be here today and talk about all things AI with you folks. Like the group has mentioned already, AI can be a scary topic for those that are not familiar with what AI is. But I am here today to share some of the wisdom that I've learned along the way. And I want to just go ahead and get my slides up. Here we go. Perfect. So today's is going to be very brief, but I want you to have three takeaways from this whole conversation we're having today. AI Playbook for beginners. The three things we're going to focus is how to simplify, how to create, and how to grow, whether it's in your personal arena or your business arena. So I want you to think of AI as like an assistant in your pocket. So instead of thinking of this big unknown thing that is out there, think of it as somebody that's on your side. I'm sure we all have that one BFF that we call and run all of our crazy thoughts and ideas and arguments through. That's what AI can do for you. It can be that voice in your ear, part of your train thought process, and just kind of help you navigate things that you may be unfamiliar with or just not know how to fully formulate. AI can also help you save hours on repetitive work and tasks, things that we may do on the daily that we don't realize that we do it so much as making a grocery list, medication reminders, to-do lists, so many different things to make sure that you take away those routine tasks and free up your time for something more meaningful and impactful. I mean, honestly, who wouldn't want 1 or 2 more hours free a day? I do. It'll give you time to either do some more wellness, more intentional work, more meditation, more time with your family. Opportunities are endless. AI allows you to free your time to focus on strategy and growth. It allows you to take your thoughts and whatever elements you have in place to create a strategy, to create a growth plan, to kind of come up with formalization, organization, and an implementation plan, something that will give you steps from inception to execution. And it will boost your creativity and confidence. You know, the more you use AI and you incorporate in those everyday life tasks, you will become more comfortable and you will grow to see how you can scale that AI software tools to be able to maximize your time, your resources, anything, your creativity. It'll just keep growing and growing from there. Additionally, so let's talk about daily business task or personal task. If you've been putting off sending that, email that you've been wanting to send to a peer, maybe a partner or a client, if somebody has asked, so what does your business do? Can you send me a detailed email about your product and services? Or if you have a potential investor for a nonprofit that you want to start, but you don't know how to draft that email, AI is that tool for you. If you put a prompt and say, I am thinking of starting a nonprofit and I'm looking for investors, and my nonprofit will focus in this sector, and this is what I need from an investor, how can I get somebody to commit and relate to my cause? Well, sure enough, AI can be that tool for you to help you navigate through those unknowns of how to draft a proposal email, or like Eve mentioned earlier, if we are being advocates for our family members in the medical field, how do we write an appeal letter? So different prompts and different things that you can use, not just in the business sectors. It could be for a hobby, or it could be in your personal space. For those of us that are in the business space or nonprofits, or just if we have an important meeting that we want to make sure we get key takeaways, you can use automated AI to join your calls, your virtual calls through Teams. And there's some features through Copilot and Microsoft 360 that would allow you to have a AI guest be able to be there, inscribe your minutes, and create action items as well as minutes for you to have a recap of what was said. And that way you can be engaged and focused in the conversation, but still have a takeaway plan. You can organize data into summaries. You can take a financial report and say, okay, make this 10-page finance report up to 3 bullet points. So you would have to make sure that you go ahead and get those 3 takeaways without having to read 10, 15 pages of finances. And the most fun for me as a content creator and wannabe influencer, manage your social media captions and posts, whether it's through LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media platform you're using. AI can help you navigate your thoughts. So I'll share a little bit about what I use it for. So I have a Motivation Monday, Tokens of Wisdom for Leadership, and I have different topics that I want to hit. So I put in a prompt where I say, this is what I want to talk about. Can you give me some key points that would focus on leadership for this specific sector? So I work with AI to create a prompt for my social media posts, but always tailoring it to make sure that I add my own spark and tone so that we can share with my audience. So this is some of the simple ways you can simplify your business daily task. Talking about creativity, again, so AI is something that you can use to brainstorm new ideas or campaigns or taglines, hashtags. Let's say you're a recent retiree, right? And you're thinking of starting a nonprofit to give back to your community or volunteerism in your area. You don't know what catchy tagline or name for your nonprofit. Well, go into, let's say, ChatGPT for the sake of time. You can go in and put, I want to start a nonprofit that will serve the homeless community in my region. I want a catchy name that has to do with maybe something personal. And what you do is you go ahead and create that prompt, and ChatGPT will prompt so many different name variations and ideas for you to be able to have for your nonprofit starting. So it allows you to brainstorm and create. Explore different writing tones and styles. If you're not sure how you're coming across or how this email should sound, you can put a draft of your email and say, make it more impactful, or make it more emotional, make it more persuasive. And ChatGPT will reword and reframe what you're saying with the tone that you need. You can even use this in your advantage as a marketing tool. Many of us are starting a business and we don't have the resource or the funds to hire a huge marketing firm, right? So what do? Use the resources in AI for your favor. You can generate designs, presentation, visuals, flyers, brochure. Opportunities are endless. And then again, you can start your own business without having to invest a lot of money, and it's cost saving for you. You can use this for hobbies. For example, if you have a pickleball team that you want to start in your area and you need a catchy name, it can also make some great recommendations based on the prompts that you give in today. So for you, my audience, I want to dare you to try to use new tools today. For example, like I've mentioned, I use ChatGPT for writing, problem solving, brainstorming. Now, working moms, do I have any working moms out there? I'm pretty sure we have quite a few. You're going to love this. So, as a working mom, I need to make more of my time, more use of my time. So, what we know we want to do is create those shopping lists. Make sure you create those doctor appointment reminders for your kids, soccer schedules, so that way you can align it all to your Apple Watch, iPhone, and it's all in one place. So you can talk to ChatGPT and say, hey, let's see, ChatGPT, add this to my calendar. Make sure I bring the correct pair of shoes for dance rehearsal tonight. So ChatGPT, can you be like your assistant mom, if you would say? Canva would allow you to use graphics and presentations. You can do videos, montage. You can do so many different things. It's more like a creative studio for you and your personal. You can make invitations or for your business as well. Notion AI will allow you to use notes and organization, same as Asana and Slack. It's different softwares that you can use to maximize processes and procedures for your businesses. Grammarly, I am a faithful user. I have a membership that I have, not just for school, but personal writing as well. English is my second language, so sometimes my grammar is not that great, and I'm sure those of us bilingual folks can relate. You can raise your hand if you have this issue as well. Sometimes I think in Spanish, say it in English, or say it in English and pronounce it in Spanish. It's interesting. Same with my writing. So I use Grammarly to maybe make sure that all of my grammar is correct. My spelling, punctuation, even tone is set to go and be the best representation and polished look out facing. And Zapier AI, which is for business tasks like invoicing and different things, reporting for your business as well. So very important. Let's talk about the do's and do nots of AI. This is very important. We want to be very specific with your prompts. Just think of it this way, like the way, let's put it this way. So I have a teenager, and when I give her instructions, I have to be very specific. If I say, put the laundry to wash, or put that load to wash, if I don't say divide the colors, or make sure the darks and the whites are not mixed, when I come home, I may have all my whites looking pink. The same with AI. You have to be very intentional. You have to be purposeful when you write your prompts. Make sure you're descriptive, and the more you feed it, the better the outcome you're going to get. Use AI to save time. Don't use it to cut corners. Don't just use AI to get things out of your to-do list and not just cross-check and make sure everything aligns, everything looks good. You're using this, again, like an assistant as a tool to save time. You want to double check your facts and data. Just because it comes from ChatGPT or any AI software tool doesn't mean it's going to be 100% fail-proof. So you want to make sure that you're going back and fact checking. For example, right now, although you may be pulling reports and citations from any AI software, a lot of this reporting may be a year or a few months behind. So you always want to make sure that the data you're receiving, the output, you cross-check it. Make sure you go back to the source and say, okay, yes, what ChatGPT gave me or the summary that I was provided, make sure that it matches and aligns with the current information. Start small and build confidence. You don't have to know it all in one day. Take one tool at a time. Take your time to know it. Learn how to write prompts. Learn how to find your way that works for you, because AI is not cookie cutter. It may work for me one way. It may work for you a different way. So personalize your usage and the way you do your prompt writing. Again, don't copy and paste without editing. Fun fact, I use ChatGPT and Grammarly sometimes, and something that is very significant with these writings is the long hyphen. So one time I posted something on a social media platform, and I had somebody reach out to me and say, hey, love the post, but I could tell you use an AI software to edit because of the long hyphens. So I had to learn along the way. Just don't copy and paste. Make sure you tweak it, you fine tune it, and you give it your tone. You give it your spark, because AI cannot replace you. It cannot replace your voice. It cannot replace your personality. And you want that to still come across when you interact with folks. Do not share sensitive information. Don't put anything into the AI software that you don't want it to be public information. Like, for example, your financials for your business, bank statements, things of that nature, social security number, all of those important details you safeguard and keep to yourself. Don't assume that AI is always right. Again, there's always room for error. So you have to double check, triple check what you do and what you're using AI for. And again, don't let AI replace your voice or judgment. It's there as a tool. It's not there to think and act for you. So you always have to be very, very mindful. Some of the prompt examples, let's talk about email writing. You want to, again, the more you fit into the prompt, the better it will be the outcome for you. So some things that you could do is, thanking a client, write an email to a teacher. For content, you can create, like I mentioned, a LinkedIn post, or you can even, hey, I'm going to travel abroad. What will be some great content that I can capture to post in my social media? For creativity, you can generate catchy names for a business, or again, for that pickleball team you've been wanting to create but don't know what to call it. ChatGPT can help. It can help to create analysis, like I mentioned, summarize those big reports or big dockets into even bullet points, simplify, simple English. What is it, the bigger takeaway that I need to learn from this? And like I said, for my everyday productivity, honey to-do list, a template for working moms when it comes to scheduling the whole family's, whether it's appointments, games, or, proper outfits for practice and shopping, grocery list, so many things to do. And I love to travel with my family. We're a family of 4. And I simplify this by using a packing list. I always have one for each individual. And AI helps me with that. Make sure that I don't forget that thing that I'm going to need when I'm halfway through a cruise. So for today, our biggest key takeaways are AI helps you work smarter, not harder. Make sure you're using it for your advantage and for those areas that you analyze and recognize that is going to be an asset for you to use. You want to use it to simplify tasks and spark that creativity in you. If you're recently retired and you want to start a nonprofit or volunteering or a pickleball team or a hobby, something, again, opportunities are endless, just how you use the prompt writing. And again, like Eve mentioned, and I love this in the beginning when she mentioned, what if you want to go ahead and write a book? You can talk to ChatGPT or any AI software and create an outline and maybe scribe some of your stories, and it will also outline it and put it in a chronological order for you to help you write that book that you've been putting off, which I think you should do. And again, the more you use it, the more your confidence grows, the more you're at ease with the use, the more you practice, the more it becomes more of a natural root thing for you to do and have as an assistant. And again, AI is your partner, not your replacement. It can never take your tone. It can never take your voice. It cannot be who you are. And the world needs every unique voice of us that we have. So that is all I have to share for today. But again, the best way to get started with AI is just simply to start. I am open to questions. If you guys have any, I would love to hear your thoughts and the inquisitive things that you want to know about AI.
Thank you so much, Debbie. That was so great. And I just have to tell the audience, we've had technical difficulties ever since we started to we began our podcast tonight. So I just wanted to share, be open about where we are. Technology is fabulous, and the moment it's not, it's not. So we thank you for bearing with us. And then at one point, my sound went out. So, Debbie, I might ask you a question that you've already answered,
Absolutely.
but how did you get started? What was your inspiration?
Get started with AI or in
Mm-hmm.
my role with AI. So I'll
AI.
be very
Mm-hmm.
candid. So, like we mentioned before, I do supplier and minority business development. And the area that I work in, I did come across a lot of very small businesses, entrepreneurs in our region that were wanting to do business with the organizations that we work with, there's the city, the county, and they were just lacking that, extra thing that would set them aside. And a lot of them would come with, their documents, like their capability statements that would be, not very well written or maybe printed in some other format. And it would just be Supplier Development Council of our chamber locally here. And we had this thought of mentoring businesses. And in mentoring businesses, we were meeting one-on-one. And I said, if we can help you, facilitate you with one resource to scale your business and empower you to grow and have that best representation, what would it be? And a lot of them were saying, well, I rely on my kids or, somebody or my niece on their free time to be able to help me with a brochure, help me with a flyer or my website or social media. I don't know how to handle it. So that feedback, that need that we identified in our community allowed us to sit together strategically and think outside the box. What tools can we empower our small businesses and entrepreneurs in our region to be able to be sustainable, to be able to have that over the edge factor? So when they go into these big rooms, they don't feel like they don't belong and they're not ready. No, we're giving you the tools. We're giving you the access for you to practice and for you to be able to start with us. We'll sit with you, draw your capability statements, draw some emails and some flyers and some things, but teach you to be able to continuously add on and improve on these documents. So I've been on the rabbit hole, if you say, of AI, and what you think today, tomorrow may be changing. So it's a sector that is always changing. There's always something new, and I just like to stay abreast, not so much for myself and for personal reasons and personal gains, but because of the community I work with. I want to make sure that I am being that liaison and being that resource for my small business entrepreneurs, nonprofits, leaders, to be able to propel them to empower and scale their businesses. Because if they're scale their businesses, that's what this is all about. Making sure that people are being fulfilled and living their best purpose and putting their best foot forward.
Thank you so much. And we don't have any questions, but our audience just, they show that they're with you every step of the way and they really get this topic. I love the takeaways. I love the, how do I say it? Um, the simplistic way you broke it down, like, the honey-do list, because
Yes.
when I see these AI presentations, people are talking about work, creativity. Nobody's talking about the honey-do list. Nobody's
No,
talking about how they can manage, their families and everything that they've got going on. So thank you so much for adding that to
Yeah.
the pot. And Dr. Eve has come back live with us. And Dr. Eve, I'm going to let you take it from here.
I was just thinking when you were talking about the I know that we've been emphasizing on how to create our dreams and build it and monetize it. But I enjoyed the fact that you talked about how we could use it in our day-to-day life. I know for me
absolutely.
personally, even having had some folks in the community know I've had a medical issue, and I found myself needing to use it to help me just process, because sometimes when we're weighted down because of, chronic pain or whatever it may be, it's hard sometimes to think things clearly. And being
Absolutely.
able to even use it that way, so that I could continue on with my work, I found it to be very beneficial. So
And I
there
think
are,
this
yeah.
is where people may need to start thinking outside the box, like we're speaking right now. You don't have to think of it as a business tool. This is a personal tool too. You
Mhm.
can do anything from finding a new recipe to writing an appeals letter to your insurance for something that was not covered. You can also write to, if you need to write a legal document and you don't know what the proper terminology is, like a power of attorney, it will walk you through the different steps, how to start an LLC, or again, how to fix a leaking on my faucet. So it's just as much as comfortable as you're willing to use it, what you get out of it. And don't think one task is too small or too silly to input. Just test it out and it'll tell you, okay, I think this is where you're headed, or let's get more into the deep, and it'll ask you questions. So it'll have like having a conversation to get to whatever it is that you need. So this can be in a personal arena or a business arena as well.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you mentioned LLC, because next week we're going to have an awesome speaker come on board, Kayla Marte, who's going to talk about how to set up, well, the do's and don'ts with an LLC, right?
Absolutely.
We've been promoting setting up businesses, and now folks who've already had their businesses are probably asking, what is it? How do you use it? And how do you set it up? So
And why is it so important?
yep, yep, yep. So I'm looking forward to next week's topic. And
Yes.
so why do you want to share a little bit more about what's happening in the month of October?
Also, in the month of October, we have our third annual summit. Yes, the Disruptor Dow Summit. And we are talking about the future of work. So it stay tuned. Stay tuned for more. It's going to be on October the 25th, and it's a quick morning, I think from 9 to 2. Is that correct, Dr. Eve? Somewhere around there.
One
But
night to
it's a half
two.
a day. We are going to pack it with speakers so you'll get all of the updated information and you'll be able to understand what is going on with work 2027 and beyond.
Yeah, so make sure you click on, look at go to YouTube, and in the description box, you'll find a link to register for our summit. You won't want to miss it. It's gonna, we have some wonderful speakers.
And make sure to subscribe. You will get all the information when you subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
So from AI to the world, Debbie, we say thank you for being with us.
Yes.
Thank you. This has been very fun sharing some tokens of, information with you guys. And I commend you on the topics that you're bringing, because not just, like I said, on a personal, but also in a business perspective, I think we need to share the best practices and the right ways to start a businesses and how to conduct businesses for all of us in our communities.
Absolutely. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
So good night, good viewers, and we will see you next week.
Yes.
Have a good night.
Good night.
All right, good night.